Welcome back, everybody. Going into the conclusion of today's episode of RollPlay Nebula Jazz. There's a fight that I feel like might be over now. I feel like you've won. I feel like you did it. I think we fade in on the kind of flickering Matrix battle scene with Rex, but suddenly the dudes with the batons stop Rex. They hesitate, and you can hear maybe the faint sound of crackling like in their helmets as they get an order to throw down their arms. And they kind of like hesitate because they don't want you to, jump on them and bite them with your sharky teeth. But they seem like they're not ready to fight anymore. They've kind of got these weapons up and are holding you at bay. So I'm curious what you do, Rex, because you don't know that Aurora has done the thing. What are you gonna
do? Rex sees behind him is like a 6 by 6 foot steel cage with 12 sets of glowing yellow eyes. And they're the space bunnies. But
right.
The space bunnies are cute, but when they're agitated, they actually grow like webbing. They get like webbed wings like bats, and they scream and attack people. And
this is horrifying.
Rex just like rips the cage door open and like rattles the cage, and they all start screeching and diving into the room and attacking everyone.
I wanna compel you that not only do you let the bunnies out, you also start trying to drag the dude who's unconscious into the cage to like trap him in there.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. What aspect are you compelling, Eugene?
I want to compel Daring Outlaw because he knows the benefit of having a hostage. They're already in deep shit. They need something.
So the bunnies hop out of the cage, and one of the guys like brings up his baton like, "Oh shit, it's a bunny," and the other guy's like, "It's just a wee little rabbit," and then the rabbit flies at him and bites his head off, and then there's just screaming and there's blood and it's horrifying. And in the background of all of this, Rex, you like pick this guy up and like drag him and throw him into the cage. I think you feel like kinship with these terrible little rabbits.
I think my intention is to get them all in the cage, one by one.
Okay, the ones that survive.
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't intending the bunnies to kill them. I think that I was intending the bunnies to just be like a horrific distraction, and I would like just like trying to get them all.
Nope, they're murderers now.
Yeah,
they're
you
murder
didn't realize
bunnies.
that those bunnies are killers. And
they're killer bunnies.
That's on you now.
I realized I didn't put two and two together. Rex didn't realize why they're in a thick steel cage, but now it makes sense.
Right. You've let them free, and now just as easy as 1, 2, 5, they are all over the place.
It's okay. If they make eye contact with you, they'll realize that you're another, killer, and they'll leave you alone.
Okay, so we cut back to the officer whose comms are just making tinny screaming noises. And he looks at you, Aurora, like, "Oh no, what's happening?" Like, please don't, like, let it stop. Well, but he's made the command. He's issued the order for the fight to end.
Okay. What I do at this point is because this is an 80s movie, whatever. I rip like the bottom part of my dress, just like a big chunk of fabric off, and I immediately like put it in his mouth and tie it around so he can't talk anymore. Perfect. And I'm going to keep him chained up so he can't move. Take away any weapons, and I'm gonna go find Rex.
Say what you will about Dango Keel, he taught you a trick or two apparently. So now the officer is chained up with a gag made out of a piece of your dress in his mouth and is lying on the floor. So that's cool. Good. And then you head back into the you said you wanted to go into the other room where
yes. So I walk into the room where Rex is, and I see this one guy his face is just getting attacked by.
I think you're in the aftermath. I think they're all dead already. There's blood all over the place, and there's just like a half dozen of these little white bunnies covered in blood, just kind of like hopping around, like looking at each other.
They're like all peaceful now. Yeah.
Yeah, their bloodthirst has been sated.
You see me walk in. I got my dress torn and everything, but I'm just like, what the hell did you do to my rat? What did you do? Do you know how expensive these are? These are so expensive and they're so cute. Why would you do this?
You can see that Rex has got like small little rabbit-sized slash marks all over his like chest and body, and he's just like, "Why do you keep them? They are horrible. They are vicious."
But don't take them out of the cage. They like me. They respond to me. And Dango, but you saw what happened to him. But okay, and I start hurrying and trying to like put the rabbits back in the cage. And as I'm doing that, I'm like, oh yeah, there's a guy tied up out there. If you want to like go talk to him or whatever, I don't know, like nonchalantly, just like yeah, whatever. So
The rabbits
I'm putting
are just
my
like,
rabbits
as
back
you put them in the cage, they're just like hopping on like 4 unconscious guard bodies.
yeah.
Yeah, and they're like dismembered, and it's a whole thing.
Oh,
It's
God,
a
wait, they
god-awful
ate them?
mess. The bunnies? Oh yeah, they're yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I
God.
kind of wanted them to be like murdering bunnies anyway, so I leave
hoping-
one body in the cage
I
just
was
so they
hoping
have
to not kill this day, but turns out they all died.
Yeah.
God.
So yeah, what about the engineer and his two guards? What are you gonna do
They've been
about
called.
those?
Have they been called back as well?
I mean, they were in another room
Yeah.
when all of this was happening. But I think we could reasonably say that sort of cinematically you've resolved the problem of the guards on board, so we
Yeah.
can kind of like just skip past that. That's fine by me.
We star wipe and they're all cable tied.
Pretty much, yeah,
in
exactly.
The cockpit room.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. All the
That's right.
remaining
Down
ones
the
are
ground.
table-side, yeah.
That's what I love about a game like this, where we can do things like that. Where we can be like, yeah, there's some more guys on the ship. Just star wipe them. It's no problem.
Can we put them in a cage equal size to
Yes,
the bunnies
yeah.
right next to the bunnies, and the bunnies
I-
are snarling?
I mean, I think the bunnies are all in like sleepy mode. They're good. They're fed, so they're around. But you've jammed all of these prisoners, tied them up, and gagged them, and put them in the cage
Yeah.
instead of the bunnies. So they're kind of like.
But they're still terrified of the bunnies. They're all
Oh,
in
yeah.
the corner, and they're like, oh, and the bunnies are just sleeping, and they look like the cutest things that ever.
Oh,
were.
Yeah, they're so sweet.
They're like an Anne Geddes photograph, just like
Every now and then, like one of the bunnies' antennas will wiggle, and you'll hear one of the guards go.
right, but it's like the cutest thing. Yeah, I like it. All right, so they're all tied up. You have them under control. And yeah, what are the two of you gonna do now? You've seized control of the ship, and you're ready to descend down to the planet.
I think it's time to go find the princess Enthusia.
Yes, we want to get him to approve our landing, right?
Yes, he has to do that. He has to give you
Yeah.
like the go ahead. So
That's
what are
true.
you gonna do?
I'm gonna look at Rex. Be like, well,
Yeah, he's in the cage right now, being like, don't let the bunnies bite me.
Yeah, Rex kind of just like squats on his knees and kind of like passes the radio through the cage. It's like, gonna need you to approve our landing, buddy.
And he shakes his head. He's like, I can't allow dangerous elements to land on a planet under the Mingasi Imperium protection. You don't understand this. I've been, and he's like kind of like yammering, and you can see his eyes keep drifting over to one of the bunnies.
Rex like lifts up the head of one of the guards and like
Just
moves
pick it
the
up.
mouth. He's like, please radio it in. I don't want the rest of the guards to be like me. Like a puppet.
If there was
And then just
any-
like throws the head over his shoulder.
I like how this game started like kind of quirky, funny, like Guardians of the Galaxy, and now it's like Guardians of the Galaxy as written by homicidal maniacs. Good. Okay.
Jonan
so cool.
Vasquez's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right. Exactly. Is this hole in the body? Please, boss. Wow. All right. Yeah. I mean, go ahead and roll. Roll. Jesus, I don't even know where to begin with this. This feels either forceful or flashy to me.
Okay, let's do flashy.
Okay. It's Guardians of the Galaxy, but everybody's the Joker. Okay, yeah, 4. Let me roll to see if he's able to resist. Survey says no. Okay. All right. So you hold the head up and you're just like, please, boss. And he's like, please stop. No, I'll do it. Just I need my comms device. I dropped it in the hallway. Please, just Bring it here, and
Rex-
I'll make the call.
He nods, and as he stands up, he's like, "I'm sorry about that. By the way, I didn't know they were like that." And then he just kind of like gestures at like the pieces of body that are like all over the storage room.
And when he says, "I didn't know they were like that," I lean in and I whisper to the guard, "But they are." And I just like go back and I like wink at him.
Rex has already walked off. He's
Okay.
picking up the comms device.
All right, so you come back with this like comm panel, and he thumbprints your A-OK to go, and I think that as he does so, he says, "You're free to visit the planet, but please spare me and what's left of my crew. I and he kind of like, you can see him choking up, and it's like tears kind of.
And as he starts
tears flows up.
tearing up, I just say, "Hey, if you guys are here when we get back, they'll be released alive." And I'm just like, "Sorry, man," and I just walk off.
Okay.
So, and I'm gonna. before I go, I'm
Rex
gonna grab-
tosses the keys through the bars at him after she leaves, and just like doesn't say anything, but he's like basically like letting them go.
That's terrible. They're gonna tell on us. Why would you do that?
What do you mean?
They're gonna get off the ship and tell on us that we're there.
What do you think happens when like 6 guards don't come back from a ship inspection?
They got lost in a bar somewhere. They got drunk and decided not to do. I don't know. They can explain that later and get fired for it.
No, it's good.
Yeah, the members of the Mingasi Imperium are actually well known for their public drunkenness and total lack of discipline. So that's a great story. I think that'll work out fine.
Listen,
Rex
Aurora
just like
takes some
tosses
time.
the keys and he's like, "Don't tell anyone about us. I'll find you."
Yeah, so he kind of like just like trembles and is like, and like nods. Okay, so yeah, you're free to head down to the planet, and yeah, and I suppose that's the next scene. Like, where do you land the ship? Where do you go? What do you do once you're there?
I'd say we land like in a more secluded part of the docking, like just away from like the main area, especially where a lot of the they would be heavy in force, because I'm sure they're in force everywhere, but like where there's heavy focus on having a lot of Mingasi troops, we kind of try to avoid that a little bit, and we want to go directly to where did we say we were going to meet the princess? Enthusia.
We just said on the ground.
Just somewhere on the planet. Yeah, it's fine.
Thuja like knows there's a particular kind of bars that we would find them at. So
Rex, as you're leaving the ship, you hear a voice from behind you. You hear someone be like, "Rex."
yeah,
And you turn.
stops in the doorway. Yeah, looks over his
Okay,
shoulder.
You turn, look over your shoulder. You see one of the little bunnies, and he's like hopped up on top of the pile of boxes, and he's just like got his head turned. And he's looking at you.
Am I there? Am I
No,
here?
Rex-
no, it's just Rex.
Rex like shakes it. Must be fucking hearing things.
And he's like, "No, asshole, come here." And you can see the little bunny's like mouth move.
Rex like turns around. You see him mouth like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, yeah, he just slowly walks over to the bunny.
Okay. So the bunny gestures his little paw. He's like, "Come down here."
Rex like kneels.
And he puts his little bunny paw on your face, and he's like, "You have done my people a great service this day, Rex. We will not forget this."
Rex like his eyes widen, and he's like, "You gotta be shitting me."
And he shakes his head. He's like, "I shit you not, Rex. This is happening."
Is anything?
He shakes his head. He says, "No, you have freed me and my brothers. We will remember. And in your time of need, you must only call upon us." And we see his little paw like push a little carrot-shaped whistle towards you. And he says, "A single blow upon this whistle will call us to you. Remember when you need us, Rex."
You have the bunny mafia on your side now.
Rex like
Yes.
he like nods slowly. He's like, "You got it, buddy." And he like grabs the whistle and just like puts it in his
Throws it
back
away.
pocket.
He's
Puts
like,
it in his
"Alright."
back pocket. And then he gets up and he's like, guess I'll good talk. I'll be seeing you.
Yeah, the bunny just kind of hops away.
And then he just walks back to the exit. And
Excellent.
like I guess he has like a look of confusion on his face if like Aurora was gonna look at him, but he just like
Yeah, and I
shrugs it off.
think that's the thing is that like Aurora, you've realized that like Rex is like hanging behind, and so we see you turn to look at him as Rex walks up.
What were you doing? What took you so long? You know we don't have a lot of time, right?
Nothing. I just forgot something. Make sure you've got all your stuff with you, by the way, because we ain't coming back to this shit. This is burned.
You're gonna burn it. I mean, all right, man.
No, it's a saying. It means that it's compromised. We're not coming back. There's a storage room full of dead guards.
And at this time, I have my normal attire that I wore previously when I was with them, plus a jumpsuit over it to sort of like more disguise me. And then I pull out a gun, and it's one of the Mengasi soldiers' guns, and I'm like, well, I got this. This is really all I have, though.
All right. Well, that'll be fun.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let's go. Where should we go? Where you? I don't know where we should go. And last time I took the lead, bad things happened here, so maybe we should just meet up with the princess.
Stop talking.
Okay.
Follow me.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm following you, man. Follow right behind you. I won't. Right. I just
Cool.
like awkwardly put the gun back.
All right.
Okay.
Are we
All
going
right,
straight
so
there, or are we gonna nip across the galaxy?
Yeah, so this is the question. Like, yeah, where are you going? What are you doing?
I mean, there's like probably like an underground bar that's popular with like Agarans that Rex is gonna like lead her to.
Okay. So I mean, you're on. I guess this is the question. Like, where do you want to? You're on Dead Man's Reef, and you came here because this is where Eugene supposedly is, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So what you want to do?
So I get first things first. We're gonna meet up with Thuja and Princess.
Okay, perfect.
Which is why he's heading to like the Huntress Bar.
Okay. All right. So like the Agarans are considered to be kind of extinct. So what you'd want to do is like the predator of yore, you'll want to go to a place where there's lots of conflict. So we would kind of wipe to like probably like an arena or something, some underground fighting ring. So we can hear loud shouting, that kind of meat packing sound of people being punched. There's cheering. The place is full of the stench of stale space booze and other intoxicants, and we see all kinds of like tough looking individuals kind of gathered around in this dimly lit place. It's a bit like an arena. There are these big these big like bleacher seats around a sand pit where the fighting happens, and then above it a big metal mesh combination of like lighting panel and ceiling to protect it from the weather outside. So we see you walk into this scene, and there's like shouting and like vendors and noise and smell all around you, and it's like a little overwhelming after the sparsity of the ship. But where are you gonna go? What are you gonna do?
I guess like Rex just like goes up to a bar. There's like a couple of makeshift bars down here.
Yeah.
Like super bootleg backyard style bars.
Definitely.
And,
yeah.
And he leans in and just like you see him lean in and like whisper something in the bartender's ear, but he just says like, looking for Thuja.
Right, totally. Like, yeah, I'll have a Black Mariah, and he's just like, over here, sir, and gestures for, yeah. And I think you see Thuja and a cloaked woman. I mean, you know who it is, but it's she's a cloaked figure up at the bar, kind of out in the back.
Cool. Yeah, Rex just like pushes his way through the crowd of like cheering people, waving their like space money,
giant foam fingers.
Yeah, and. Around the edge of the ring, and kind of like, I guess motions for Aurora as well as he's like moving. Okay. She hasn't clued on already.
So the two of you move. through the crowd, and we slowly pull back and then pan over, And we see standing at the edge of the ring three figures. Two of them are enormous, like 8 feet tall, 5 feet wide rock creatures, one of which is wearing a little gray suit. The other is in a little dress. And then the third is a little green slimy friend. And a match has just finished. A fight has just finished, and the bigger one of the rock figures just like throws down some tickets on the ground, and the one in the dress is like, "Oh, honey, I always tell you not to waste your money on these things." And she turns to you, Eugene, and says, "I always tell him not to waste his money on these things."
Oh, what are you talking about? Let him have this. You know, you gotta have something that gets you all fired up.
And he turns and he's like, "See, honey, that's what I'm saying. If the boss says it's okay, it's got to be okay, right? The boss is smarter than I am, and I'm smarter than you." And she punches him, and she's like, "You're not smarter than me." And the two of them like have like a little laugh over it. And Pebble turns to you, Eugene, and she says, "Do you you need me to get you anything? I'm just gonna pop over to the bar."
Oh no, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, so she slips away and goes off to the bar to refuel your drinks, and Dwayne leans on the edge of the arena and he says, "You know, boss, this has been real great. I haven't felt like this in a long time. I got my friend," and he like puts his arm around you and kind of squeezes you against his rocky body, and he's like, "And I got my lady, and he gestures to like the bloodied arena. He's like, "Exciting events to attend. I could really see myself building a life here."
You know what? Me too, buddy. Me too. I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
And he nods and he punches you, and your slimy buddy's like, "That's the attitude. What could possibly go wrong?" And so we cut over to the bar. And hey, thank you for pitching that slow ball in for me.
I got you.
We cut over to the bar, and in the background, Thuja, the princess, and Rex and Aurora are talking, and we can see them kind of out of focus slightly in the background as Pebble comes up to the bar, and Pebble leans to the bar. She's talking to the bartender, and they're having a conversation, and we see through the crowd. We see those three goons from before, the dudes from the beginning, and they push their way through the crowd. And as they do, we can see them drawing laser weapons out of their coats. And and Pebble turns as one of them grabs her and like turns her around, and she's like, "Oh, sorry, gentlemen, I'm just about done here." And one of them is like, "This is a message from the boss." And they just start shooting the bar. And so like laser fire bursts out into the bar. And we see Pebble be like, "Oh no," and get shot. And magma pours out of her rocky body as she tumbles in slow motion to the bar and then to the floor. And like Aurora and Rex, you hear laser fire suddenly go off as these goons just start like shooting at people randomly in the crowd. What do the two of you do?
Rex like immediately goes into dogfight mode and just like shoves people out the way and just like grabs the first guy who's like shooting the bar up and just like rips him to shreds with his teeth.
All right, so you're gonna just like run, like you kick in a battle.
Yeah.
You dive over the bar, rushing.
And like
towards
there's like some like Ponzi like alien dude like swirling his two drinks in his four hands, and Rex just like throws him over a table and just like grabs the first guard and like lifts him up and just like bites his head off.
Okay, all right. So let's have you roll. So you're gonna try to quickly like leap into.
No, I'm just gonna use my ability and eat
and just eat one. Okay. Yeah, that works. Okay, so you grab the nearest like punk dude and just like start biting on him. The other two turn and they unload their weapons on you. So let's see, they're gonna attack. And the two of them together, you're looking at a 7. How do you defend yourself?
Can I just like hold this guy's body in front of me while I'm like killing him?
Yeah.
Shield?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds like you're defending with forceful. You're using the brute force to protect yourself here. Oh shit, Rex.
Do I have any tokens? I can't see.
You've got one. Yep.
Okay, let's re-roll it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So you get a 5 to deal with, Rex.
Okay. What's that? A 3 and a 2 on the stress?
You can only do one of each. So you can do
Okay.
the 3 and then take a 2 consequence.
Okay.
Okay. So
What's my
shot
consequence?
shot up by lasers. Okay. So take that. I will drop it on my my boosts.
I think Rex like used this guy as a shield, but the lasers are just going like straight through the dude.
Yeah,
Like
totally.
it's not any kind of shield.
Yeah, he's just dissolving in your hands because you've eaten most of him. So you're getting blasted by lasers and staggering. Aurora, what are you gonna do? There's like mob goons shooting up the bar.
How many are there? Can I see all of them?
I mean, there's 3 main ones. Well, 2 main ones now, but you can see other like elsewhere. They're just like like blasting people, and it's going real bad.
Well, I of course, I look at the princess and I say,
So Thuja is like princess,
They're
like head down, like let's get out of here. She's got to protect her.
okay.
So they start to.
They're just not gonna run in and go baller mode as well, honestly. So,
No.
Okay.
Thuja's all fucked up now. She's lost her warrior spirit. She's like, yeah.
Well, that
Rex
sucks.
still got it, baby. I'm in there fighting.
I don't know. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Cool. So we'll skip your turn. Eugene, what are you gonna do?
No,
so you
think,
and Dwayne. No, you have something you want to do? All right.
Well, I think yeah, I guess I'm gonna start shooting back. I got this gun after all. I stole it for a reason, right?
Okay. All right. So you're gonna like get behind the
guy
counter.
that's shooting, like, yeah, the guy that's directly next to Rex, I'm gonna shoot him. I'm gonna get behind the counter. I'm gonna shoot him right in his face, maybe.
Okay. All right. So you drop behind the counter. And you just start taking shots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Sounds good.
horribly, probably. Is it forceful?
It is forceful. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, see, horribly, like I said.
Okay. You roll to defend. So these goons on the attack are only plus, or on the defense are only +2. Yeah, no problem. So you just like the thing is like you're holding a little chrome gun and it's got this like crazy kick. It fires a blast of white light and it rips through the area. You light a tent on fire. Somebody's takoyaki stand falls over, but you don't hit anybody. And so the goons continue to shoot up the place and cause trouble. Eugene, you hear the like ripping sound of laser fire. Dwayne gets up and he's like, "What? Oh no!" He like looks over and he grabs his hat over his head like he's terrified. What do you do, Eugene?
We both like have the same thought, right? We have that moment where we look at each other and it's like, Pebbles over there. So we both like get up and go over to see what's going on.
Yeah, you're gonna book it over there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. It's only one move to get to the fight scene, and yeah, there's the bar. There's laser fire. People are panicking. It's total chaos, and I don't think you can see through the crowd yet to see what's happened to Pebble.
Okay.
What do you want to do? You still have your action.
Do I see like Rex and Aurora? Do I see anybody that I recognize, or am I still just like moving through?
No, I think it's a crowd. It's like the kind of rough crowd scene, so you're getting like jostled and you can't really see. We're seeing from your perspective, so yeah, it's hard to figure out what's going on.
I'll say that I do my slime thing, and I like elongate myself so that I can see over the crowd.
You're like the dog from Undertale.
I like elongate myself to look around and see what's going on, and I see Pebble, and I like immediately suck back to myself, and I'm like, Dwayne, we got to get up there. Pebble's in trouble.
Okay, all right. So you want to push through the crowd and try to get up there?
Yeah, I want to more specifically like fire up Dwayne so that he'll just fucking knock everybody out of the way.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Go ahead and roll. I think roll like clever because you're trying to use him to get what you want, right?
Yeah. Okay. 5.
All right, nice. Yeah, that's definitely enough. So you're like, Pebble's in trouble. And he's like, Pebble, baby, no. And he like rips his entire suit off in one like and like throws it aside, and you can see like cracks in his shell, and there's like glowing magma underneath, and he looks more like a weird like elemental now, and he like pounds on the ground, and there's a shake, and people all turn to look, and then he rushes forward, just throwing people aside. And then we see the crowd from a distance, and just like species, like aliens, just kind of getting thrown out of the way, and then there's a clear path up behind him, so you can squirm up behind Dwayne.
Okay.
All right, cool. So let me add the goons to the order here. And Eugene, what's your quickness?
Oh God, I think it's 1.
Yeah, it's not very high, right? It's 1.
Yeah, it's 1.
Okay. All right. So Rex, it is your turn. What are you gonna do?
Just gonna attack the nearest guy with a gun. Just like dash at him, flurry of punches.
Okay. All right. So yeah, there's definitely more than you first thought, right? Like you first thought it was just those 3 guys, but this is like a concerted hit. And they seem like they're just trying to cause like just as much carnage as possible.
Yeah. I think like Rex gets shot, and then like he really sees blood, and then just kind of goes a little bit.
Yeah, and the soundtrack to the scene is the Ramones song "Judy is a Punk," and it's playing at like very high volume as everybody's getting like thrown aside, and like okay, so go ahead and make your attack. Nice, that's a good one. All right. Okay, so I got a 2. I have 3 fate points for this scene. I will. I'll keep that one. So you go ahead and do 4 damage.
Cool. Does that mean I create an aspect?
No, you just do damage in this case.
All right, cool.
To the groups of thugs. So you do 4 damage to one subset of them. Okay, yeah. So you just grab one of these like tough punk looking dudes and bite his arm off and throw him on the ground. And then the nearest ones, there's 2 kind of main groups of them. The nearest group, they turn their attention on you, Rex, and they're gonna try to shoot you. So let's see how that goes. And they all have like the laser equivalent of like Mac 10s, like little like short pistol kind of like things. I got a 6. How do you defend yourself?
A 6.
Yeah.
Trying to think about how to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's like a table nearby where like an alien's been like taking bets on the fights, and Rex just like grabs a table leg and just kind of like throws it in front of him to try and block like as much fire as possible.
Right, like dive behind a table.
Not even dive it, like he's just gonna grab the leg and like throw it up in front of him. He's not gonna
hold it like a shield.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And like all the chips and like tickets go everywhere and stuff.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So you're reacting quickly, right, to try to get behind cover. So.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So you got a 3. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna boost it with that shot up. I'm gonna use that shot up by lasers. So I'm at 8 now. What do you want to do?
I don't have any fate points, do I?
I don't think you do.
No, I don't do anything.
All right. So you're gonna take a level 5 hit.
Oof, God.
So yeah, significant for Rex here. So you need to fill your 1 box and then
One
take a
stress
level
and
4.
moderate, right?
Yeah, take a level 4 consequence. So you've got your mild already. So add another one and add moderate.
Yep.
And I'll add a new one. And let's call this one. Let's see, what should we call this? I'm gonna call this one perforated, because you get heavily lasered here, Rex. So just like these lasers rip through the table, a bunch of them hit you underneath. We can see your shark blood boiling on the ground. They are messing you up good. Aurora, it's your turn. What are you gonna do?
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Is there like okay, so the goons are just all one person, right?
There's two groups of them. There's one that's focused on Rex right now, and then there's another that's like out in the crowd, like causing trouble, like stabbing people and like stealing liquor from the bar, and just like they're just here to cause trouble.
Oh, I see Rex in trouble, and I think I'm gonna try to basically airbender this shit and try to get a lamp or a giant light fixture up above to fall on one of the groups of goons that is nearest Rex, like focus on Rex to try and help him. I mean, not be under fire.
Oh, so you wanna like drop a big chunk of the ceiling on them, like one of the lighting panels?
Yeah, like basically use the force to get the ceiling to fall apart and fall on top of them. So.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and use forceful or flashy, whichever you prefer.
Okay.
If it's flashy, everyone can see it happening. If it's forceful, you just do it psychically. Okay, you got a 0. That's not a very good roll.
Can I re-roll?
Yeah. Let me roll first.
Oh. Jeez.
Oof. I got a 5 to defend.
I don't even know if I can beat that. So.
Yeah, if you re-roll, you'll get. You could. You rolled pretty poorly. Yeah. Do you want to use one of your fate points?
Yeah, I'm gonna try, I guess, and use one of my fate points.
Okay.
Syntho Magus. Jeez, are you serious?
Okay, so you fail at your attack, and I'm gonna get a boost, and I'm gonna just call this exposed to fire, and that's for Aurora. And I beat you by 3, so I only get 1. So this is the thing, you have to stand up, right? You stand up and like pull the ceiling, and a big chunk of it falls. They scramble and it crashes to the ground, but now you're like standing out in the open. So when it's their turn, they're gonna get to take a shot at you. Eugene, I think now, especially for Aurora, you see Aurora stand up from behind the bar. Like she's here in the bar, and like she pulls a big chunk of the ceiling down with her mind, and you can see her across through the chaos of this scene.
I can't see Rex.
You don't see Rex yet. No, Rex is hiding behind a table.
Okay.
Getting perforated.
Yeah, so I'm immediately confused, like super fucking confused, because it went from, fuck, there are people, like, Pebble got all caught up in a bad bar fight, right? To, wait, I know you.
Yeah.
So, runs out and he goes, Pebble! Oh my god! Aurora?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. No, I'm just kidding. It's your turn.
I'm not really sure what to do. Like my focus is on helping Pebble, but I'm not sure how to help her.
You can create an aspect if you want to.
Okay, I'm gonna say that like there's still like bullets, or not bullets, but like I'm still seeing I'm seeing like lasers still flying around. And so when Dwayne goes to like run to be by her side, I create kind of like a shield. Like I turn my body into a big square to like keep the lasers, like if lasers are gonna hit, they're gonna hit me. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Okay. Yeah. So you stretch yourself out into a big protective sheet. Let's have you roll to create an aspect. What stat do you think you're using?
I think that I'm trying to be smart about how to protect her.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say clever.
Yeah, it sounds like clever. Yeah.
It's a 2.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you can create a boost. So let's. What do you want to call it?
I'll call it Stop in the Name of Love.
Nice. Perfect. All right, there you go. So the Eugene shield, and you're buying some time.
Yeah, I create a sheet, and then on the back side where like Pebble and Dwayne are, a little mouth pops out and goes, How is she? Is she okay? Pebble,
so yeah,
you all right?
Dwayne runs over to Pebble's collapsed form. She's lying in a pool of her own magma, and he picks her up and he's just like, Pebble, baby, no, stay with me. And he's like shaking her, and she reaches a boulder up and caresses his face, and like a shower of sparks pour down. Yeah, it's hard to say whether he'll be able to get her out or whether this is Pebble and Dwayne's last moments together. Rex, it's your turn. What are you gonna do?
Rex is like down on one knee at this point. He's pretty fucked up, and he like reaches into his back pocket. And he's like, "Well, now or never, I guess," and just like hangs the carrot whistle out of his lip, and just like blows.
Yeah. And it's like a little plastic like toy whistle, so you just like blow into it. And at first there's nothing, right? At first you take it away from your mouth, and you just like look at it, and there's like quiet, and we can hear muted in the back with the lasers and the screaming, and we see this like nasty looking punk like holding his gun, and he's like blasting somebody, and somebody else is like trying to run away and shoots him in the back, and he's just like and then his eyes go wide, he's like and like grabs his throat, and like blood goes and like sprays out of his throat, and he falls down on his face. And then we can see like all of these punks, there's sudden flashes, like blurs of white light that just fly from one side of the screen to the other, and suddenly like they're missing limbs, like a gun falls on the ground and blood is just gouting out of their wrists. And within a few seconds, all of the punks are just lying on the ground, like at the end of that fight scene in Kill Bill, where there's just blood everywhere, and they're all just like moaning and rolling around, just squirting blood all over the place. And then in front of you, all of a sudden, as if out of nowhere, just this bunny appears, and he looks up at you, and he's covered in blood. And he does the little like dog shake thing where all the blood, like he flaps off some of the blood.
Rex is also covered in blood, like other people's and his, and he kind of does a similar thing.
Yeah, and he looks up at you, and he stares you in the eye. I guess he turns his head sideways because they have eyes on the side.
Yeah,
turns his eye sideways, he's a little pink, and he blinks at you, and he stares into your eye, and he says, "Our debt has been repaid." And then he flies off.
Rex like looks down, and he goes, "Fuck me, it worked." And then he like crushes the whistle in his hand.
What? No, keep it. Oh,
little pieces, pieces of orange plastic tumble to the ground.
They like, and then he's like, "Well, that's a shocker."
And
so like,
we
guys
get
moaning.
We get the slow pan out, and there's just like all of these dead goons like lying on the ground, limbs severed, screaming and bleeding, and we see Eugene, who's made like a little green tent over Pebble and Dwayne, and so you all see each other now because everybody's kind of like left or is dead, and Dwayne is just like cradling his beloved Pebble in his rocky arms. What's everybody gonna do?
I'm completely focused on Dwayne and Pebble.
Rex doesn't even notice them at first. He reaches over like the bullet riddled, falling apart bar and grabs like some space whiskey. Yeah, he pours some in his mouth and like some on his wounds. Yeah, and then just kind of like turns around and like looks for Aurora.
And I like walk up to him like, "What the fuck was that?" That's like, I just said, what did you? What did you do with my bunnies?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see any bunnies.
I'm pretty sure. Okay, you know what? I found him. You see him right there? That giant green thing that's stretched that looks like a blanket that's see-through? Yeah, that's Eugene right there. He's right there.
Get the fuck out.
No,
that's what? Eugene?
Yeah.
You look over and you see Eugene.
I've dropped because there's no more lasers. So I've like dropped the form, but you can see that like the bottom part of my slime is slowly soaking up blood. So I look really creepy.
And I walk up to Eugene and just like start tapping my foot. And then I look at Rex, I'm like, "See? This is him. It's got to be him."
Okay, so the group of you, Eugene, you see Rex and Aurora walking towards you. As Pebble's body crumbles apart to a collection of independent rocks.
no!
And Dwayne raises his rocky fists to the heavens and shrieks like, "Ah, Pebble!" And like we get the pan out, and birds fly away, startled by his shouting.
It's a
And
big
then
character change for you though. That's like this is your moment to realize that maybe you shouldn't be a coward because you killed a person with your cowardice.
What do you mean I killed a person with my cowardice? That was not my fault. I didn't do this. No.
I feel like is that what Eugene is saying to himself? Like, no, this isn't my fault. I didn't do this. I didn't do this.
You killed Pebbles.
No, I didn't.
Killed Pebbles.
No, I didn't. The bad guys killed Pebble.
Do you think he's gonna blame the bad guys or you? When he
I
finds
don't
out.
know. I'm not Dwayne. I don't know. I'm not Dwayne.
When Dwayne the Rock Roxon finds out that you are the reason these guys came there.
He already know. I mean, he knows them. He knows who they are.
That's what I'm saying.
He's seen them.
You're screwed.
So Rex and Aurora, you walk up on this Rocklorian.
Rex doesn't walk up. He stays at the bar.
Okay, so Aurora, you walk up to you see a mourning Rocklorian holding in his rocky arms a collection of what appear to you to be miscellaneous minerals, surrounded by debris and bloodshed. You see your friend Eugene next to the Rocklorian.
Eugene is like fully in denial. Eugene is just like, there's got to be something we can do, right? Like how like I mean, what do we do? What do I got to do?
And I like put my hand on Eugene's back.
Sink in slightly.
Yeah. And then I pull it away and I'm like, oh. And there's like blood on my hand now because of it. I'm just like, so Eugene, hi, by the way, my name's Aurora. I know this is a bad time to meet you. I don't know who those people were, but apparently
Aurora, I can't right now. I can't do this right now. I can't do your weird thing right now, okay?
What? I'm not being weird. I'm just saying we need to go. That's what I'm saying, okay? I'll just get to the point.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere with you guys.
Oh. Well, now that we're here, you should probably go with us. Just, just saying.
I turn back to Dwayne. I'm like, what is she?
And he just like holds his hands out and there's like just dust kind of like drifting to the ground. And he shakes his head, his boulder, and he says, she's in the great rock garden in the sky now, Eugene. And he kind of, you see his shoulders slump, and he says, but I'm still here. And he tilts his head up and he says, do you know who sent the men that did this?
You're really cutting into the tenseness of this scene. Jesse.
Your flailing is unwarranted right now.
If I was watching this on the TV, this is what would be happening in my reality. I'd be like, oh!
The Rock's about to go on a rampage.
Yeah, what do you say, Eugene?
I say, look, Dwayne, I know that you're hurt and I know that you probably hate me. I can't tell you who sent them because you're just gonna spend the rest of your life revenging, and like that's no way to live, man. And I just think we should talk about this later.
And he shakes his head and he says, no, friend Eugene, the time for talk is done. The time for action is now. I swear by gods of granite and quartz, by marble and gold, I will have my revenge. And it's like rumbling out of him in a wave. And you can see that his like generally kind of like round shape is becoming like sharp, and that these kind of crystal structures are growing out of his fists and out of like his head.
It's the first time Eugene sees or hears Rex from the bar. He's about like 10 feet or so away. And Rex is like, tell him, Eugene.
When the fuck did you get here? You stay out of this.
What? He came with me.
Yeah, sorry, I was just cleaning up your fucking mess. Now tell him.
Hi to you too. It's great to see you. It's great to see you both. Really, I've missed all this fucking shenanigans that happens every time you're in my life.
But this is not our. Yeah, you can't. This is one thing you can't pin on us. In fact,
I don't know. Seems like all of the variables, my life was going perfectly fine, and then you all show up, and now.
And then, so while you're arguing, Dwayne like smashes something like big and heavy nearby, like he punches a pillar and it like crumbles, and he's like, "Quiet, softlings. Eugene, where are they?"
All right, just hold on. I'll be right back. And I go back to where my closet is in the back of the bar, and I grab the sheet that has the address on it, and I come back and I give it to him.
Okay, I mean, I think it's reasonable for you to like, to do that, sure. And so you're just like here, and you hold it up. Maybe we all cut to there. Like, does everybody, like, if Eugene leaves, I imagine everybody goes with you. And so
bar with Rex if he's not gonna go. So
Rex, do you go with Eugene? Like Eugene is like, I have to. Okay, all right. So you say this. So I guess we see. I guess the last scene then is in your office, Eugene, and you pull out of the trash the like marsupial boudoir photograph,
Right, that has an address on the back.
And you hand it to him, and he takes it in his like rocky hands, and he holds it up, and he looks at it. Though it's hard to tell because he doesn't have eyes. And he's like, "I will find this pink creature, and I will crush it with my body." And he drops it, and it like drifts to the ground, and he turns to you, and he says, "No, friend Eugene, I do not blame you for this. I go to my fate for Pebble." And he turns, and he runs out, and for the first time, he doesn't like duck or squirm through the door. He just blows a hole.
Just goes
in
through the wall.
And so we just we just hear bang, bang, bang as he like runs through several walls to get out of the building, and we just see Eugene.
There's a shot where I'm still in my office, and you're like looking back through like multiple walls to see Eugene, and Eugene just goes, "Dwayne, wait!"
Yeah, and there's just like a long tunnel of Dwayne-shaped holes.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's not even like out the building. It's like through multiple buildings.
Right. Yeah,
like there's like
exactly.
a restaurant next door, and there's like a worm lady like looking at her wall. Like
exactly.
What the fuck?
Yeah. We see someone lean out from the hole and peer down towards you and like give a little wave. Like
somebody's in like a bathtub.
Perfect. Good work, everybody. And that's episode 15 of Nebula Jazz.
God damn.
Thanks for coming, you bunch of weirdos. That was beautiful.
You just sent a rock man to go kill someone who did nothing wrong. This
I
lady,
mean, you know.
No.
Nothing wrong.
This lady was.
You're blaming me, but you won't blame her? That's some bullshit.
You fucked a marsupial woman, killed her husband, and ditched. She's out for revenge. This is a cycle. This is a cycle of vengeance caused by
my
you.
fucking life. I tried to fix my fucking life.
Hang on.
God,
They killed Pebbles for no reason, all right? This marsupial deserves to get stepped on by a boulder man.
I'm saying, but this is a cycle of vengeance that stems from Eugene's actions. Eugene is the slime version of Aurora. It all makes sense now. I get why you're all terrible people.
It's not my fucking fault, okay?
Oh my god.
I didn't do anything bad this time. I threatened
You're
the
all
man.
terrible people. You didn't do anything bad
What? The guy lived.
Well, thanks for coming, everybody. Let's do some shout outs. Dodger, would you like to start?
I would love to. Hello, everybody. I'm Eugene, and I did nothing wrong. Fuck the system. Hi, I'm Dodger. You can find me on twitch.tv/dexbonus and dexbonus on pretty much everything except YouTube, which is press heart to continue. I do gaming and anime stuff. And I love Nebula Jazz, and you should watch every episode that has happened and all episodes that will happen.
Fantastic. Yeah. Thank you. Aurora, why don't you go next? Pokket?
See, I'm Aurora, and I don't know why everyone's blaming me when I was told to help, and I'm pretty sure I helped without killing anyone. I did a pretty good job. Anyway, stream normal schedule Tuesday through Sunday, video games, cosplay, and other stuff. I've been doing Pokemon Go Outside. I started that yesterday, so yeah, you can find me at twitch.tv/Pokket, Pokket, and hope to see you guys soon. again.
Fantastic. Thanks, Pokket. Sam, why don't you go next?
What's up, guys? My name's Sam. You can find me at twitch.tv/Strippin. Playing games most days from noon PST. I blacked out for the last 4 hours, but I hope you had fun.
Episode 15 will be the episode no one remembers. Jesse, why don't you shout it out?
Hi, everyone. God, what an exciting, fun episode. I am, as always, pleased to be here with these guys and get to see what insane things they do. This might be the first time I've played a character where I'm not the crazy one. So this
So you
is
just
weird
get to
for me.
watch us.
Yeah, I get to watch you guys weave through it, and it's great. So, yeah, all my stuff's on the screen. I'm gonna go do a little after bit with these guys, and then I'm back to Evo.
Nice. Yeah, thank you for making the time during your Evo busyness, Jesse.
Thank you
it was
guys
a
for entertaining
pleasure.
the hell out of me. Oh my god.
Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. I'm Adam Koebel. I am the GM of this mess. You can find me at twitch.tv/Adam Koebel or Skinny Ghost on Twitter, as well as right here, GMing this fine show and Court of Swords, and over at twitch.tv/Roll20 app, running some shows for those fine folks. We are going to be doing some wrestle action very soon. Next weekend, we've got a worldwide wrestling one-shot. We did the character creation for that, so if you're a patron of our Patreon, you'll be able to see the character creation video. It went live during this biz. And I'm really excited about that. So we get to make characters and get all that going. We got some really good fan art this week of Magician Rex. It's amazing. Autumn, who has been doing fan art for all the shows, made a really great version of Rex. So definitely check that out. We love it. We love it when people make fan art, music, anything that from the show inspires you. So if you do that, feel free to share it with us, and we'll try to highlight it here. You can check out the Q&A over at community.itmejp.com. Q&A is live for this episode. I cannot promise I have episode answers for you, but I will definitely engage in the conversation. Somebody asked me the other day, before we go, on my contact form on my website, they were like, Adam, what kind of things do you do to prep for Nebula Jazz? I am running a Fate Accelerated game myself and would like to know what you do to prepare. And I'm like, I don't know, man, drink, I guess. Like, just play with people you trust who are going to make the game more weird and more complicated than you could ever imagine, which is what Nebula Jazz is all about for me. So thanks for coming, everybody. This has been episode 15 of RollPlay Nebula Jazz. We will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.